is from MDE, but I like it a lot. It's like anxiety. It's like pure anxiety just listening to that. It makes me want to have a panic attack. And I tried finding another song that wasn't just the MDE song, but I had no luck with it. I just had, and I know I've used it again, but I tried to find when I've used it, and I could not find when I've ever used that song. So I just got to use it a second time because I couldn't find the source of the first one. Is that song from Angry Birds? No, it's from MDE. It's a song from the World Peace series, and it's by Brian Ellis, and it's very good. It's like I said, it's like a pure anxiety attack. My mic is quiet, you say? I can believe you. I haven't quite. How about now? Is this better? I fucked with my setup a little bit, and every time I fuck with my setup, it's gonna be pain. It's gonna be pain and suffering the entire time. Okay, too loud. Okay, fuck it. All right, so where to begin? There was a lot that I wanted to talk about last Friday. I did not have time to get to it on Friday. I meant to stream on Thursday, and I was going to talk about the things I was going to talk about then, but I got into it and I just started writing my notes out, and I realized like halfway through that peeking, I can believe that too. Halfway through, I'm basically just writing a person stream about this Holly dance woman. It's like, you know what, I might as well just do a focus on it because people like that. So I did that. That was my executive decision for that stream. Okay. So today is a lot of stuff from last week that I did not get an opportunity to talk about, and a lot of it's pretty interesting. A lot of it's filler, a lot of it's interesting, but I didn't want to have too much for Friday, so I thought, you know what, I might as well do a midweek thing. Well, it's not really midweek, it's Monday. Might as well do a Monday thing. Have I ever streamed on a Monday before? I don't think I've ever streamed on a Monday before today. And in the many years, the last decade that I've been doing these streams. Let's do the news first. We'll talk about some news. This is an article from Variety, and it is about Visa and a case with Pornhub. And I think the parent company for Pornhub is called MaxMind, something like that. But it owns Pornhub and a bunch of other sites. I think it owns like Blacked and stuff. It's a very Jewish company. It's like owned by nothing but Jews. Everybody in it is MindGeek. MindGeek is the one that I was thinking of. They own a lot of porn sites basically, and they're in court right now with Visa in a U.S. District Court for Central California, and they are facing a charge for monetizing child pornography. They say that Visa and Pornhub via MaxMind knew that they were monetizing child pornography. And so it's a company, so I doubt anybody will go to jail. They'll just pay a fine, whatever the fuck. But the thing that's interesting here is that what they're saying about Visa does not seem like it's the win that I would hope it is. Because looking at it, what I'm seeing is them saying if this goes through, then Visa will have to be even more particular about like who it monetizes. It says here, when MindGeek decides to monetize child porn and Visa decides to continue to allow its payment network to be used for that goal, despite knowledge of MindGeek's monetization of child porn, it's entirely foreseeable that victims of child porn like plaintiff will suffer the harms that plaintiff alleges, the judge wrote. So now it feels like they're setting up an excuse for payment processors to be even more like schizophrenic about how they handle monetization. Because I'm not, but then again, it depends really on the actual allegations, which I don't know, and how Visa knew it. Like if Visa's board member was also a board member of MaxMind or MindGeek, and he knew, and they can prove that he knew that this was happening, then yeah, that would be like conspiracy. But just saying, they offered payment services, therefore they're liable for what they're providing payments for, on like the broadest sense possible, that they're responsible for every single transaction. That's very iffy to me. So don't try to make this about yourself. Yeah, it is very. These things do affect everybody. They affect absolutely everybody. Because now Visa is just going to say, if you have pornography on your site, then we're not going to give you a payment processor ever. Which, I mean, I guess you could celebrate as a win, but there are, like, the forum has pornography on it, but it's not a porn site. So, I don't know. I really don't think that Visa should even exist. We should not be using a private company to handle every, online transaction ever to exist ever. That's ridiculous. But there you go. Just a thought on that. And since we're on the topic of child pornography, which is always such a wonderful topic, someone found this picture. Ice Caramel Pagliacino at Slatism on Twitter found that these two gay guys adopted two boys, and they took a nice, happy, smiley picture there in front of the Human Rights Campaign building. And it turned out that they actually were producing child pornography with those adopted children. Which is actually the second time that I've seen this exact headline, because the first time I saw it, it was an Australian couple who had adopted two boys and were making child pornography with them. So this is the second time that I've seen this exact headline on two completely different countries, which is a bit strange. By the way, I like that this guy also added this. It took me a second to figure out what he was trying to imply here. But a gay couple who wanted a son sue an in vitro fertilization clinic after surrogate gives birth to a daughter. Oh no. A daughter, those things are icky. They have cooties. You can't make child pornography with them. These two guys don't only want boys. Everything is ruined. We want our money back. I don't know. You would think that, if I was told, I was told my entire life that gay people were normal. And you would assume that if you had a boy or a girl, you would be happy with the kid if you really wanted kids. But I guess not when you have ulterior motives. And I don't know, maybe they're just like Ralph, right? Maybe they just want an heir to carry their legacy. And you can't do that with a stinky daughter. Is there anything more cuck than having a daughter, chat? I always say that and people get mad at me. It is a copy pasta. I want you to know. It is a copy pasta. If you search, is there anything more cuck than having a daughter? There's a very, very funny, like, incel copy pasta. So true. Islam is right about gays. I don't think you can get away with saying that. But it's true. Okay, Zion, you better watch yourself. You got an anime avatar. Turkey Tom posted this. It's edited slightly, but it's funny to me. This is Ethan Klein, and he's looking like a beanbag. I'm paying more attention to him now because he's fat. You get it, chat? You get it? Because he's fat? This is a bit stretched out, but it's funny because he went on this tirade that got him into a lot of controversy because he said that exercising was useless.
Life's too short to exercise. I'm just going to be honest. There are so many better things to do than exercise. We have finite time on this earth. And like, people, this is what I'm saying. The exercise is such a conspiracy. They go,
Ethan Reklein.
Say you spend an hour on a treadmill every day.
Money, Ethan.
It's not a conspiracy.
Let me explain why it's a conspiracy. You spend an hour on a treadmill every day.
Yeah.
Somebody get out a calculator. Okay, let's say you live to be 85.
Okay, 85 years old.
And you're exercising every day since 15 years old.
So 70 years of exercise.
70 years. So 70 times 365 and an hour every day. How many hours?
25,500.
Divided by 24.
1,064 days.
Divided by 365.
It's 14 pages.
What are we doing?
It's just a little under 3 years. Under
3 fucking years of your life walking a treadmill.
Yeah, but
On page 14.
here's the thing. Will that exercise extend your life more than 3 years?
No!
It very well may.
It definitely will, by the way. In case you're wondering, having a healthy heart will definitely keep you alive for longer than 3 years that you spend on the treadmill. So, I don't know. People just found that funny because he's a big chungus and he denounces exercising. By the way, if you were curious who that young woman is on the left, that is Gila Klein. She has a clothing line called Teddy Fresh, and Teddy Fresh has also gotten into some mild drama because top is a teddy bear design found on Etsy by a no-name clothing whatever producer, and bottom is a Teddy Fresh design sold by Gila Klein's company. and they're very, very similar if you can't tell. This the outrage over her. This is by the way, like the 4th or 5th time she has been accused of stealing designs like this, more than once, more than twice. I want to say it's at least 3 times, probably 4 or 5 times. And she locked down her Twitter account as a result because people were bullying her for stealing shit again. Just food for thought. And also, Jordy Jordan has lost his Twitter, or not Twitter, but his Twitch and his YouTube account. And I find the reason very interesting. I didn't know why at first. I didn't know for how long. But the reason is apparently he used a slur, a hateful slur or a symbol. Examples of a violative conduct include, but are not limited to, insulting another person with a hateful slur on stream, posting an ASCII representation of a hate symbol in chat, or uploading profile content that contains hateful slurs, symbols, or hate group emblems. He was banned for 7 days, and the slur he used, Downey. And this guy here, oh no, he said Downey. That's messed up, says Michael D. West. I can't believe he said Downey. Now, if you don't know, a Downey is another word for a retard. And if you don't know anything about retards, specifically Downies, they cannot use a fucking computer. There is no Downey on the face of this fucking earth who looked at this clip and said, my favorite tweeter WingsOfRedemption said Downey. I'm a Downey. And then reported him. That didn't happen. You know, he was crying, I want to have a good stream and have a good day. That didn't happen. His fucking trolls reported him as if they were offended by the word Downey, because I guess they got called Downey a lot in school. And he got banned for it. He also got banned on YouTube, which is strange because he privates all his videos. And apparently, if someone reports your stream, like midstream, and then you private it, YouTube says they will still ban you from YouTube because you have to actually delete it. They can see your private videos and they will still look at reports even if they're completely privatized off the site, which is fucking bullshit. So he's banned for a week off both, and he'll be back. I was a little bit worried. I really don't want Wings trolls to win at this point because Wings is unironically a better person than all the fucking retards, like brain dead psychopath, low functioning autists that crowd around him. They remind me a lot of like the idea guys, and I'm not too fond of them. Wrong. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You can go back to your Discord and tell your little friends that I call them all faggots, because they are. The world's gonna be better off when those people kill themselves. Speaking of dead retards, Archie. That's a bit much. Yeah, he wasn't retarded. Okay, he was retarded after. I mean, he was like brain damage, so he wasn't retarded. He was never retarded. I take it back. That's too mean. The little kid that I talked about on Thursday is actually dead now. He died the following day after the stream at about noon, because he was removed from life support as ordered by the court. She ran out of appeals, and they made sure that it actually happened. She has denounced it, decried it, said it's a terrible miscarriage of justice, brutalism. People have denounced it as too much state involvement and private affairs and so on and so forth. By the way, I figured out what the fuck people were talking about with the squirrels. She said that in her final appeal, it was basically not to stay his death, but to simply have him... he's already dead. Is have him transferred to like a hospice care, and the people kept bringing up squirrels. I didn't know what the fuck that meant, but she said in a statement that she wanted him like in a garden where there were like squirrels or whatever, where he could die. And people thought that was a pretty surreal statement, that she's more concerned about making sure there are squirrels around him than making sure that his death was as painless and quick as possible. The more malicious, cynical of us believe that her real intent was to try and have him die, because he's so fragile that just moving him to the MRI machines and stuff was breaking his vertebrae. So there was speculation that her true intentions were to try and have him die accidentally while being transported to hospice, so that she could sue the NHS for malpractice, basically. So that's what's going on with that. He's dead. He's been dead. His body has caught up with him. Apparently he died within like a minute of being removed from life support. I'm not very surprised at that. The question is now is if the media circus or surrounding this boy will now shift to the mother, because I speculated publicly in the thread that once he was dead, the focus would turn inwards on her. They couldn't do that now because the boy was still alive, and it's like grieving mothers fighting the NHS type situation. So they were going to stay that. But now that he's dead, I really think they're going to start saying, a shocking new look into the death of Archie Batsby. New evidence indicates that the mother may have had something to do with the young boy's untimely demise. We have more with Sky News over there. And then they're going to be looking into it saying, based on her incongruent stories, we speculate that she might have actually been there when the accident happened, and subsequent stories were made up to hide her involvement with her child's death. So that's what's going to happen, and it's going to be really brutal. Because the British, if you don't know, the British media, if there's anything worse than Jewish media, it's British media. Those people are fucking nuts. The British media has the reputation of being Satan, basically. So there you go. It's going to be fun. There's a reason why England has defamation laws that they actually enforce. It's because the media in England is fucking psychotic. So, looking forward to that happening, because it's probably going to happen. That's a low one. What did I do? I didn't do nothing. I'm right. You know I'm right. I don't know why you're arguing with me. By the way, I'm so right. I got a bunch of hate mail as a result of the Archie stuff. I got like threads from British people saying, "How dare you? He's a grieving mother and a young boy. How dare you write these things on the internet? You anonymous fool." And one of them that I found very interesting was that I got an email from some guy I'll call Tom. I don't really know his. I do know his name, but I'm not gonna dox him because I don't do that. I try not to dox absolutely everybody because I don't want to seem like I'm encouraging people to fuck with people. But Tom sends me a link to the thread in the title of the email, and he says, "Get this crap off your site. A parent has lost their child." And then he links it. And I say, "A stripper has dragged her dead child's corpse through every mechanism possible to elongate whatever suffering it may be enduring." Sort of to correct him on that topic. He then replies, "I'll be forwarding this as it's an inhuman response." And then I say, "Okay." And he says, "Yep, okay. A woman has lost her child, and this is the best you can come up with. You aren't much better than the Nazis." Or do they say Nazis or do they say Nazis? I'll say Nazi. That sounds more British, I guess. "Better than the Nazis. You and Hunter Moore would get along well, you sociopath." I vaguely know who Hunter Moore is. I want to say he was like one of those crazy journalists I just mentioned. And this is Tom. This is not a woman moment. Okay. Oh, I gotta pronounce the Z. Okay. I gotta pronounce it hard. I say, quote, "A slag lost her child, therefore she is immunized from criticism." And then I append it to this quote. "Stay in England, Bong. Your mindset is incompatible with the free world." And he says, "Free world, don't make me laugh. You live in an anonymous, unaccountable world. Karma will come for you one day." Then I reply, "No, my name is Joshua Moon. My company is Locale LLC out of Wyoming. The difference is I'm a free man and you're crown property." To which he replies a day later, and I was not expecting this. I wasn't expecting any reply at that point. He says, "I've had a good read at the material you posted last night, and I can't in good faith defend Archie's mother. You have stood up and gave your name, which made me turn and look a little further into this. So credit to you, mate." I win again, winning the hearts and minds over in England. We do a good service over there on the Kiwi farms. It is a pretty good OP. I gave the anime avatar, whose name is Genocider Seo, who also did a little bit to help me. I mean, I basically just read the OP. I'll be honest with you. I gave him a little sticker for doing such a good job because so many people found it useful, even outside the forum. Like people were just sharing it on Facebook and shit. So proper stoic journalism over there. Okay, that's enough of the filler. One of the things that noticed early on last week, because it was getting so much traffic to the site, was actually, you know what? I'll skip to that. Fuck it. Some troon I never even heard of before, and yes, I am just reading the cliff notes that Temperance wrote for me, because I tried looking at it in the thread, and there's not a better compilation of what's happening than this post. Basically, this freak right here is a F to M. She's a femme, the opposite of a Tim. Actually a woman, but goes by he. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I'm right. Sorry, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, this cannot possibly be a fucking woman. This cannot fucking be a woman. It is. And they identify as a he now. I'm confused just because the name is different. I think they kept the name, though, because look, I don't fucking know. I'm trying my best here. Oh, Tiff. Okay, Tiffany, I got you. I'm really trying to figure out the whole gender shit. I'm pretty sure that's a woman. That's what he says. Aaron Lynn Jeffrey, aka Anna Madal. Okay, I was confused because the name on Twitter hasn't changed, but that's because that's their author name. They have a company called I'll just skim down a little bit to show you. Here, Akakia Moon Publishing LLC, and this was set up by them in their real name years ago to publish a couple books, which were mildly successful. And then at some point, both she and her wife, so now they're technically a homosexual couple of two men, but they're both females that are in a different homosexual couple. They identify as a gay married couple of men, but they are actually a gay married couple of women. Why can't I speak English? I'm trying my best to wrap my head around this. They're an author. They're well known on the Twitter trans community. They post a bunch of dumb shit, like explaining to the emergency vet that your cat is trans when you are trans is difficult. I'm a disabled person who was left by my spouse this month. Showering has been a struggle. Eating has been almost impossible. I'm already ashamed by my inability to self-care right now. Externally applied shame isn't helpful. Basically just sits on in Twitter and cries and moans a lot. However, in their divorce, they inherited this beauty, and this is how you can tell that this is a female to male, because a man does not keep his house this pretty. Even the look at all that cat stuff. That's how you know it's a lesbian, because normal people don't have all that shit. Troons do not keep their house this clean, but they get this beautiful house. It's like $400,000. It's like a $500,000 house, and they're selling and moving. And some anonymous person on Twitter, even though we got blamed for it, it literally is just some fucking asshole, publishes this. Anna Mardal tells their followers they are poor, but they are an engineer at U.S. defense contractor Lockheed Martin. They recently sold their home in Texas for $400,000. Here's the evidence linking to the registration name of the company they used to publish their books. Their dead name and address info is hidden, so this is not doxing just because they help Lockheed Martin commit war crimes. And then there was a link to information about Lockheed Martin. And the Z is just like sarcastic. The person is fucking with them, I guess. So a lot of people were saying, no, you can't use this information because it came from Kiwi Farms, even though it didn't come from Kiwi Farms. And this is their actual, it's censored, but basically that's their LinkedIn saying that they work at Lockheed Martin. And not only that, but their family works at Lockheed Martin. Apparently their father also worked at Lockheed Martin. They basically come from a wealthy family of Lockheed Martin engineers who have been working to make the 5th generation missile control systems identify if the target being hit is a male, female, or non-binary or intersex child before the child is eviscerated, because while the 5th generation missile control systems do kill children in Yemen by drone strikes, they do also recognize that trans rights are human rights and trans children are valid. So it's very important. By the way, Lockheed Martin was one of the companies that changes their thing in Pride Month to be a rainbow, and it's very silly. It's like you're a company that like kills people. you sell bombs to the government to like murder Arab children, and you're like, yeah, Queen, slay the brown demon. They're an enemy of the state and of an Obama. They're an enemy of Obama's slay. Setting and brave is true. This just goes to show you that trans men are men, and trans men can commit war crimes like everybody else. Locksneed, Martin. Literally slay. Kills people like every other company. Locale LLC, is responsible for precisely 0 deaths. I don't know what you're talking about. There's a difference between like a strategic defense corporation that sells things to a government that like uses it to defend itself versus a government that just goes overseas and fucking like kills people for literally no reason to defend Israel and Saudi Arabia, and then also stages international incidents and kills its own citizens so they can go into another war and kill more people. I really hate the US. You know that? So this got some attention, and people were crying and saying, no, you can't use it. It comes from the Kiwi farms. It comes from the Kiwi farms. The VP's son's jump. Did I say that wrong? I thought that, are they the vice president? No, I don't see that. It was funny reading the Twitter accounts and how many people were like, no, you don't get to use this. You have to ignore it. If it comes from the Kiwi farms, it must be ignored. But they all read it. They all read it and they all use it, except for the people who have shit on the forum. Jet fuel can't melt steel beams. So it's steel wrong. It's 2 E's. You're not stealing something. Also, to the surprise of no one. So, when Keffels, many moons ago at this point, it's from Key Star, W Star, F Star, Arms Star. It's true. They like, it's very bizarre. I don't know. It's funny seeing it's funny being like so hated for no reason, for literally no reason. It's like, what? Oh, we know that your name when you were born was Todd, and that causes you irreconcilable grief to the very bones of your fucking body. Like, get over it. It's almost surreal to think about like what people are actually mad about at any given time. The forum has done like nothing, literally nothing besides document shit. And people get angry. Anyways, Keffels has basically been so thoroughly doxxed. There's probably nothing more to be found out about him, but he has all these creepy, weird troons in his Discord. So, people have taken up the hobby of trying to find the people who are in his Discord. I mentioned last stream, that wasn't a person stream, that someone probed his Discord and found that he has a trans elder advice chat room. So that's basically the people they're looking at to try and find if they're groomers or not. And one of them is this guy, who is definitely a groomer. Nicole, quote unquote, razor sharp, she, her suburban dyke from our trans Ontario, the same person. Criminal background checks. I plan on starting a new career in the library field. I wonder why a trans person wants to work in public libraries in Ontario. It's a mystery. However, for most jobs, you need a complete criminal background check. I'm worried that because I changed my legal name, the police system won't have a file for my current name. Is this something I need to worry about? And the police already updated my name in their system, or I'll have to go to the police station and provide them with the necessary documents. That's a very roundabout way of saying, I am a creepy weirdo who has convictions for being a creepy weirdo, and I want a job as a trans drag queen at the library, and I don't want them to find out. Because then I won't get it. This is from a person on the Discord that Keffels runs, who I believe is underage. I believe she's 16 or he's 16. And Marcy says, I want to be tossed on the couch by Nicole, who is razor sharp, the person with the criminal background who wants to get a job as a drag queen story hour. Why do they call it Nicole when I want to hug and squish and cuddle her? And then Nicole, she, her, replies, Marcy, meet me in the estrogen lab. I have always wanted to cuddle Marcy. These are the posts of the person, Marcy, who was in that conversation. So just to kind of give you a thing that there is like a thing between Marcy and Nicole, the library person. This is R Trans DIY, do it yourself estrogen, from Snads and which is Marcy's account. Thanks, I'll read it. I'm sorry, I don't know how this stuff works. I keep getting hate and being downvoted. I can't get HRT by any other means, and I feel terrible. Sorry, I can't do anything. Writing it like cry typing, like Tumblr. I thought we got past this as a society. Another post, sorry, I don't know how the site worked. I don't know any of the brands. I thought it was a different drug. I don't even know how to use the site. That sounds interesting. Maybe I'll check it out. I've never used a Groupon. I'm sorry, I can't afford that at the moment, which is why I'm looking for better ways of shaving. So this person has literally no idea what any of the medications that he's interested in actually do or what the difference is between them, and is going onto random Reddits and random Discords run by people like Keffels and saying, hi, I'm a retard. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. I want to become a girl. What do I do? And then people like Nicole, who has a criminal background, says, here's what you do, precious kitten. I will hook you up. You just have to show me your progress pictures when I give you the free drugs. And then the bathtub estrogen, literally made from used grocery bags, is converted into HRT, which is then sent to Marcy, who then injects it into their body without knowing a single fucking idea of what it does. Transy talk. Real edible onion. I have a friend who transitioned when she was 39. She looks really pretty and definitely passes. Like, if I didn't know her, she would still pass to me. It really is amazing how well she passed. I don't think there really is a deadline for passing. This is in reference to the other person, Nicole. So Nicole says, I love you, pumpkin. And Sin Finnick, so these are other people in the Discord saying, gay, I love it. Marcy replies, special good night for you, Muffin. Love you, heart. So this is the 16-year-old. Nicole, the 39-year-old criminal, says, smiley face. Good night, silly goose. Whoa, too gay. She calls me Muffin, he replies. Nicole, not this one, Chief of Les Swiltariat. Nicole got banned because this was posted on the Kiwi Farms, and it's a bad look to have your moderators flirting with 16-year-olds who are more than half their age at that point. Seb, francophobe for life, which is a strange thing. I guess they're British or Canadian. They both hate French people. Nope, she got banned for flirting with miters. People's Commissar Micktoff says, what? And Nicole, not that one, says, I think Marcy was like 20, Lamau. And damn, Jen says, I don't unmask in New York City outside, too smoggy. I don't know what that's. That's like a random, there's a grooming conversation and then like a smog in New York City conversation happening at the same time. And then Seb replies, Marcy is in her majority. Nicole didn't flirt with any minors. I guess in Canada you can have sex with 16-year-olds, so that's not creepy. Oh, they're complaining. It's not fair that Keffels banned someone. Even I knew this. Marcy isn't a minor. Yeah, Lamau, weird. That's a little overly cautious, I think. Yeah, they even asked banning on assumption. What the fuck? So they're all very upset. But they're saying that Marcy, the 16-year-old boy trying to become a woman, is saying here that he's 16. So he lied about his age if they think that he's 18. He says again, I'm 16F and I love to be friends. I've been learning Dutch. So that's Nicole. They added a second rule. This mod, Blood and Donut, says, do not flirt, do not flirt, do not flirt. Do not reveal any detailed personal information. Please don't use the same usernames across all platforms. We cannot stress how important digital hygiene needs to be in a place like this that is constantly under siege and under lockdown. 14 Black, Ford Raptor trucks pulling up. Ram Ranch, literally Ram Ranch, HRT Ranch is under lockdown, under siege. And by the way, this is Blood and Donuts, head mod, or one of the top mods of the Keffels Discord. A very, very trustworthy, sane person that children should be asking for help injecting shit into their fucking arteries. Awesome. Unrelated, but Keffels had a bit of a spurg out to one of their level 4, which I think is like a ridiculously high Twitch sub count. I think when you are level, like I know level 3 is like $20 a month. So this person's paying like $50 a month for like a level 4 subscriber level. And Keffels banned them because guess why?
Wait, Libby, are you Miss Ditto on Twitter?
It's a bit loud, sorry.
Okay, I'm IP ban Libby. There you go. You're gone. I'm not getting mad. I just don't want you in this community. You're not welcome here in any of my platforms. The things that Libby says is very alarming. Let me just like pull up exactly why I'm upset by this, because I feel like I owe an explanation. I'm trying to just be chill, make myself not look like I'm insane. So like when we did the changes to the Discord, she was like, the changes are just incredibly bad management, won't stop malactors from infiltrating the place, will stop more mature people from wanting to be a part of it. As someone who has no desire to engage with minors or have anything to do with them, being forced to just to participate in a community is a hard pass. I don't think this is a good idea. Just as I don't think DIY HRT info for minors is a good hill to die upon. The I'm transing your kids lol activism approach is making it more difficult to get gender affirming care to minors. Generally speaking, you don't convince people of your views by antagonizing them. Just like being really weird and shitty to me, but also giving me money and being active in chat, which is strange. I just don't want to.
Being really weird and shitty.
There's lots.
Saying the sanest tranny to ever fucking exist, giving this guy a reality check, and he's like, no, get out of here, reality, you fucking cunt. Stop giving me your money.
It's strange. I just don't want her around. There's lots of ways to protect staff from being doxxed. There's lots of ways to dissuade malicious actors from joining. When you're a celebrity, quotes intended here, picking good mods and handlers is an important skill. Could be a moot point if Keffels is leaving the debate space. No conflict, no controversy. And since she isn't particularly interesting to listen to, no audience. And this was after she said, the changes to the Discord are just incredibly bad management. Maybe that's the goal. Either way, I'm out. Serious Titanic vibes. And she's a tier 4 sub. It's like, I don't want your money. She was so active in chat, but she's like, it doesn't even make sense. Like here she is like gloating about me blocking her on Twitter. I've never had a chatter this weird before.
You can't be pro-trans and then anti-trans kids. That's not how it works. My mom knew I was trans when I was 5. If I had known earlier, puberty blockers would have helped me a fuck ton. Yeah, puberty blockers on a 5-year-old would have helped so much. Your penis would have never grown past a child's penis, so you would be like a 30-year-old man with a baby dick that you can't even turn into a fake vagina because you would have no meat to work with in a fallow, what is it, a penile scrotal flap vaginoplasty. You would not have the schmeat required to rigmarole your new whatever the fuck.
Can't be pro-trans and anti-trans kids. Yeah, no, exactly.
So goodbye, only sane person ever to talk to Keffels. You have been banned. Good luck. Get fucked, retard. Okay, I'm done with that. You're very brief Keffels update. So this has been a week, by the way. I even hate calling it this because it's silly. It's very silly. See, Ralph has antagonized the entire world. So anytime anything bad happens to anybody, that basically anyone to ever live, because everybody hates Ralph and thinks he's a fucking retard, we call it a Ralph-a-Mail W, because Ralph-a-Mail won again. He managed to not eat shit while someone else on Earth ate shit. And since Ralph is the low man on the totem pole, and there is nobody below Ethan Ralph, the day that he's not the person eating shit is a good day for him. And Flamenco is eating shit a little bit again because, strangely, the nothing burger that was the German Steam group has come back with a vengeance. There is some gay ops here, in that there are a bunch of people fucking with Christorian X, and I understand why. Christorian X is one of those people who advertises the fuck out of his Twitter account on the forum. He wants to be like a famous, like, e-celeb reporter, which is just so retarded. So he ends up deleting everything because people are going after him. And there's lots of stupid shit where people are pretending to be him and making shit up, and it's really hard to figure out what's fake or not. And when people do this, I simply cut it out. I don't look at it, I don't pay attention to it, I don't promote it, but this is the real element to this. Christorian X helped Flamenco figure out what to do after the German Steam group. If you don't remember, Flamenco was a part of a couple Steam groups that were very suspicious. One of them was a German-speaking Steam group that was called the Austrian Federal Police or something. And it was specifically dedicated by people who had pictures of real children in their profile and were basically just open pedophiles trying to find other pedophiles. So Flamenco, being in that group, raised some eyebrows, and he was put on trial. And on the Kino Casino and PPP, and Andy Worski kind of completely fucked it up. It really felt like they didn't read like the thread at all, and they had no fucking idea what was going on. Godwinson was there, and people thought that Godwinson's showing was really poor, and Flamenco basically handled that situation pretty well, in part because, as it turns out, Flamenco had a giant circle of people writing him a script of everything to say. There was like a war plan red going on where he had an entire general staffing committee get together and butt heads to try to figure out how to handle this as well as possible. Involved was Christorian X, who thinks that goo cheese is attractive. That is objectively a wrong opinion. Goo cheese is fucking disgusting. Christorian donated to Flam and said, for $5, Flam, you need a clean list. Not just Steam opportunists are going to run hard with this. This was also a direct disavow. Seems helpful. So that was his advice. He ends up in the Discord with Flamenco, who I guess has a Discord, because of course. And he says, I genuinely want to give you the benefit of the doubt. That being said, you need to take 24 hours and focus on scrubbing every inch of your internet life ASAP. And Flamenco says, yeah, I think so. Which leads to this recorded phone call, Discord call, rather.
I don't know. I'll explain like as best as I can, give my full account of everything, whatever. You know, what are you gonna do?
Actually, the most bizarre thing about this is like, why Steam? Because like Steam is like the one platform where like people put like thousands of dollars into it. Why would you tie?
Yeah, why would you tie like yourself to pedo shit? Like they've got your billing history.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially if my
worst one.
fucking like the thing tied to my channel instead of just an alt account or whatever. Like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Just sounds like people looking for an easy W.
I don't know. Unless they're German. In that case, I think German people can they can post like nude children and shit without getting it.
Jeez,
Honestly,
what?
I feel like Germans need to put
Or
them
is it? I think it's like there's certain types of like nudity that's considered art. Because I remember that that guy, the mangaka who did Act Age, he was trying to import like legal German nude shit and got arrested.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh wait, was it Act Age? Oh wait, no, it was Galco, that manga thing.
That was just weird.
I will pause there and explain what they're talking about. Germany and Europe most of Europe have a similar standard to the United States called the DOST standard. The DOST standard is a generally accepted way of testing if something is child pornography, which takes into consideration like 8,000 different things. Mostly the focus of the photograph and the context it's found in. This is why it's okay for your mom to have a picture book full of naked pictures of you as a baby, but your creepy uncle having 8 picture books of 8 different kids not related to him is probably grounds for a child pornography arrest. Nudism is considered art. It's protected. So magazines of like nudist colonies, when there's pictures of entire families, is generally allowed. However, the manga artist that he's referring to imported from Germany a bunch of legal nudist magazines and also a bunch of lolicon at the same time. So the border security guy opened up that box and found like a bunch of pictures of naked kids and then also a bunch of pictures of drawn naked kids and said, this is Sussy Baka. I'm going to tape this back up with a Sussy Baka tape and I'm going to send this over to the Sussy Baka department for investigation. So that's why, according to the DOS standard, that would be considered child pornography and not just nudism. This is actually true in the U.S. too. Someone was arrested in the U.S. for having child pornography. That was Lolicon, and he was arrested with that because he also had a bunch of pictures of kids too. So the Lolicon was, by the DOS standard, reflexively considered child pornography. Just to clarify, Germany does not have some weird thing where you can jerk off to child porn.
Yeah, he did the manga for Galco and he got like arrested for it.
Manga for what?
Some big titty gal, Garu fucking manga.
Which one? What's it called?
Galco-chan. It got a
Please
yeah,
tell
got
me
a
Galco-chan.
yeah.
I feel like, you know what? That's the entire clip. Is them just discussing how an artist they knew was arrested for child pornography because they were importing shit like that. I've been muted for like 10 minutes. And I didn't even realize it. Oh my god. Here's what I'm going to do, chat. One day, with your help, with your financial support, with your super chats, I am going to put on my fucking wall something that plugs in and monitors OBS. And when my mic, I know I can do this. I know there's a way to do this. When my microphone is open, it will be giant and red and say live on it. And when it's not muted, other way around, it'll be off when it's muted. And this will not be for the benefit of anyone except me, so I can figure out when my mic is actually fucking muted. I was muted when the Ralph tweet was pulled. Okay, whatever. I know. I figured that out. So I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible. The Ralph stuff. Ralph brings me no joy. He's just fat and miserable. Oh no. Where are my notes at? Oh, I have backup notes. Don't you worry. I learned. I'm slowly learning over time. So Ethan Ralph says on Tuesday last week, after speaking with my attorney today, it seems as if an agreement has been reached on child support and visitation for my son, Xander. I appreciate the strong support and backing from all my friends, family, and supporters. And the terms of this were leaked to none other than the Kiwi Farms. The secrets of this agreement are: 1, Ralph will pay $800 a month, and in return, he gets to see Xander for twice a month for 2 hours. There is no fucking way that Ralph is going to fly twice a month every month to go see this child out in California. That is like a 12-hour flight. That's not fucking happening. He will probably go once and never again. Just my prediction. Now, Ralph might show up twice every month just because I said that, but whatever. Ralph, because he was able to strike this deal, does not have to turn in his income. And he claimed that he was too poor to pay the $1,100 that Vickers were asking for, which is also the default for child support in California. Now, everyone thought that Vickers was actually doing a awesome thing here, where he was going to take Ralph to court, and Ralph was going to plead poverty, and then there were going to be all the fun of going through depositions and pulling up, financials for both him and May as part of the child support stuff, and then all that goodness would be leaked all over the place. Mr. Vickers, of course, is a perpetual failure and disappointment, the likes of which we've never seen before. The only arch nemesis for Ethan Ralph that Ethan could easily and repeatedly beat is this fat fucking retard from California. One of the dumbest people I have ever had the misfortune of having to hang hopes on. Like, come on, Vickers, can you do anything? No, you're going to let me down with this too. Okay. That's no problem. I didn't expect anything better from you anyways. So Vickers cedes all the exploration of finances, all that fun stuff that we'd be interested in, and accepts the much lower value, probably 2/3 of what he was asking for, which would be the default that he would win in California. $800 a month. Ralph will not be allowed to take pictures, and the visits will be supervised. It's California, which I expected Ralph to be raked over the fucking coals because it's California. It was reached between the two lawyers. It was a mediated agreement. It's not going to court. The Californian courts have nothing to do with this because Vickers pussed out after talking big about how the missus allowed him to dip into the funds to get the lawyer money for the big guns. Pow wow. Mad Dog Vickers can't be retained. And then he's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll accept $800 a month. I don't want to make this any more difficult than it has to be. Fucking retard nigger. May is banned from seeing Xander due to being a pedophile. Ralph also has to go to anger management and will be drug tested. And Ralph confirmed, for the benefit of all of us, that this is true. So thanks for that, I guess. Isn't that Faith's choice, though? Yeah. Yeah, it is. That's true. It could have been her opinion. It could have been her decision. And Vickers can't really say, "Oh no, you don't get to do that." That's fair. I'll give that to you. Could be faith. It could be faith. Good thinking. Who said that? That was a good thought from Faith Santino Dubois. Good thought, Santino. My nicka. Okay. So Ralph wins in the courts. So we're racking up W's. This is his second W, the first being that Flamenco gets dabbed on a little bit again. The third one is now Gator went to an anime convention. And feast your eyes, children. This is Gator. And the woman to his right is Spooky Weeb Trash, who is a digital prostitute turned podcaster on some anime shit with Gator. This is the Anime Boomers podcast. So this is Gator or Spooky, probably Gator, saying hello to Jim Medicare, our favorite weatherman hat salesman. These hats are a very popular item this weekend. Oh, so the third person they found was another person who happened to have Jim's hat. I'm sure Jim is just thrilled. If I ever see any of you wearing my t-shirt or patches and you look like this, I'm taking a picture of you. I'm personally putting it on my forum. Look at this. Come on. It's just something about it, chat. Gator, of course, protested that this was a W at all. He says he took the bait. This is in response to Ralph showing this picture to his audience, saying he took the bait. Thanks for showing everyone that we were having a great time to meet Vic. Fuck, guys, I am felted. I have also showed this. I have also taken the bait, I guess. I've taken the bait. Look, I'm taking the bait right fucking now. I'm taking the bait. And I'm showing everyone that Gator had a great time at anime, whatever the fuck, Matsuri or whatever. And he went to go see the Vic Lasagna. He got to go see the Vic Lasagna. And while he was there, you know what they talked about? Gator, my man, introduced, he's a masturbator. He introduced, I'm not going to review the cosplay. I don't know what the fuck any of these characters are. Okay, I know that Gators is supposed to be his thing, that his profile, the big guy with the hat. I don't know who the fuck that is. I cannot rate this. They scare me. They scare me out of 10. That's what it was. So Gator meets the Vic Lasagna, the internationally famous voice actor for Goku, who screamed so hard in the recording booth he passed out. And you know what they talked about? Steins Gate. Okay, whatever. I don't give a fuck. And Gator said, he recounted this fondly. He said that he talked to Vic Lasagna about none other than his favorite VTuber, Pippa Pipkins. He introduced the Vic Lasagna to Pippa Pipkins. That is the kind of power and influence that Gator has. By the way, that is a foreshadow. I have a bit to say about that in a second. Ethan Ralph continues. Being simp of the year definitely makes me see. Stop giving me so much material, angry face. And this is in reply to Gator replying to some woman. Kamu Kahanamoku says he'd seethe more if you had pictures with Nick, Rackets, Ashton Birdie, Star Wars Girl, Venti, basically all the people that laughed at him. And Gator says, worse, oh wait, no, that's my Ralph voice. Worse, I got a hug from both Ashton and Anda. I didn't see Brittany Venti there because I was at the YouTuber panel recording it. Oh, he got a hug. Fucking bam, clap back. Take that, Ethan Ralph. He got hugged. As a 35-year-old man at an anime convention. And then Ethan Ralph says, hug Lamau. I'm sorry, not even Lamau. LMFAO. I can't get over that. Who the fuck? Who gives a fuck about a hug? Are you in the 7th grade? How many mouth hugs did you get? Ha ha ha. This is fucking epic Gator material right here. So I'm going to declare this a total Ralph Hamill victory. This picture is actually so shockingly similar that I decided to show it because holy fucking shit. it's like like they Photoshop Gator's body into the Pete's picture. But somehow it's real. Just perfect. Okay, anyways. The only L that my man Ethan Ralph at the Ralph Report, is it the RalphReport.com? Yeah, that's it. Editor-in-chief of the RalphReport.com has suffered today is people made fun of him. This guy, I think Jaden from Nick Fuentes' America First thing showed up on Kino Casino again, and they were talking about how everybody makes fun of Ralph at America First.
Trick on him to just get it
over. You have to listen to Andy Worski's fake laugh.
Whoa, they're gonna pull a Patrick. Beardson is saying that he's gonna pull a Patrick on you, Ralph.
Whoa.
Oh,
Ralph, bros, I don't feel so good.
I thought he was your Gamergate brother, Ralph.
No.
I thought you two were tight.
Simon.
It looks like they're already planning your downfall in private, Ralph.
Hang on, Simon. Hey, hang on, do you know any info of this? 'Cause we were trying to figure this out.
Simon, not Jaden, sorry.
Saying he's trailer trash, he's this, he's that, like...
Even the cozy chat can't cope about that.
Yeah, so...
Oh, shit.
So,
by the way, I'm just going to mute this, or lower this for a second, so I can talk over it. There's really nothing more to be said. Simon explains that in the Telegram chats that he was in, and they all made fun of Ralph for being a fat retard. And this is definitely news to Ralph, because he says nothing. There is literally no retort to this, no response, no haha gotcha bitch, this is fake news. He is sitting there, and you can see it right now, right in this clip. Ethan Ralph is quietly contemplating how he's going to fucking ruin everybody involved in America First. It's already been set in motion. The boulder is rolling down the hill back to the bottom for Sisyphus to go roll back up. He is thinking about how he's going to fucking... how they're gonna rue the day they ever fucked with Ethan Ralph.
I guess there weren't very many people eating them, and Ethan Ralph comes over and he looks at the plate and he says,
It's about 2 minutes of him saying absolutely nothing.
Is anyone gonna finish these? And throughout the night we just see all of the brownies disappear as Ethan Ralph just sticks more and more of them into his gullet as he's like shit-faced drunk or whatever. And as soon as he left, of course, everyone there at AF was making fun of him and talking about how fat he is.
It's coming. Storms are coming, boys. Can you smell it in the air tonight? And that's the Ralph stuff. There is one more thing to cover, which is I was confident in how I wrote this out, and it's quite long, but I'm calibrating exactly how I want to word this, because these things are delicate subjects, yeah. And I can't just handle it like Archie. I can't just make fun of him. I have to be more tactful because people's very delicate emotions are wrapped up in this. So, there is someone who has become very popular very recently, and that is a VTuber named Pippa. Pippa, I first heard about because when they had 2,000 followers on Twitch, they said that they liked the Christian stuff, and they wanted to do a collab with me, and I was tagged for this. And I said, doing a collab with a VTuber thing doesn't really sound like my jam. And then I saw at some point that Ken Ashcorp made a song about the person, the VTuber. They injected themselves into A-drama. They showed up in Nick Recada's channel, even, because Pippa made fun of Ethan Ralph after he got beat up in Portugal. And everyone thought, oh, that's interesting. It's like a VTuber girl who's like, does the regular VTuber shtick, but then she also talks about like e-celebs and poll stuff. And people were like, oh, that's interesting. And then Ken Ashcorp made a song about Pippa, which I'll play a little bit of. I played it before, but I'll play it again for a couple seconds.
Susan's on the frenzy and Jeff is on the coke. I am inside of your walls right now, you can't escape me.
By the way, when this song was originally published, it had the name PPP without the I's, and I thought it was a reference to PPP, And I have confirmed via archives that he has in fact changed the title of the song from 3-letter P's to 3 iterations of PI because he didn't want it to be associated with PPP. So I was like, okay, so this is weird. It's like a person who likes the forum, who knows who I am, knows who Chris is involved in like eCeleb shit and wants to take shots at Ralph. Okay, whatever. I should not get involved in this because anytime anime does anything, it is a disaster. So now she is actually quite popular. She has a studio. It's Phase Connect. I don't know anything about the different studios, but I think they're the ones that are not kosher with the Chinese. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's very the main difference between the ones are like how big they are and if they require that the VTubers be good with the Chinese, because that's an important political thing. So now she's up to 40,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube, 20,000 followers on Twitter, and she is a very popular subject on the 4chan VTuber board, which is I'll get into detail with that. But the main issue when you become an internet celebrity, and this is a general rule of thumb I would say for everything, but especially women, is that your fans are both your lifeline and your biggest fucking problem. So we'll take a look at the VTuber thread. And there are many posts like this. This person says, I've been banned from the Pippa, and all I could think about is how to repent or killing myself. And this person has been active. This person is apparently known to the VTuber people as Henry, and he follows her everywhere on social media begging to be unbanned. So when you're a woman and you present yourself to the internet and you say, I want to be internet famous, part of that is the illusion of opportunity to all the pathetic, lonely people like this guy who think that there is a small, even if it's totally infinitesimal, as long as it exists, people are satisfied by that. People, I mean specifically men, are satisfied by that chance. If they're the caliber person to post on VTuber. Here are some other posts. And they mention Zax. It occurred to me that while Kayuza is very famous in certain circles, no one ever discusses content as they usually mean. Sex with Zax. I want Zax to make me come with his feet. And then there's more Zax posting here. Actually, no. Okay, let me explain the Zax posting thing, actually. So VTuber, 4chan has a VTuber board. The VTuber board, VT, is a cyst. Because the VTubers are not welcome on A, which is for anime, or V, which is for video games. So they had to make their own private containment board called VTubers. Then, in that, there is a general thread for Phase Connect VTubers, where Pippa posters are apparently not welcome because the people there view Pippa as a cringe, pulled-hard election tourist, and her fans are like internet celebrity retards, which is probably true. So in the VTuber board, the Pippa people have to have their own thread, and then in that thread there was a problem with people talking about Zax, because VTuber people have to assume, and this is true with every single one of them, they all lie about being single, or they just completely omit any discussion about boyfriends because the guys have to think they have a chance with them. That's mandatory for the streamer audience thing with the VTubers. So the guy posting that she had a boyfriend named Zax and talking about how they're all cucks is very offensive to them. So there was yet another containment thread for specifically talking about Zax cucking the Pippa people. And this Zax thread spurred the fans of Pippa, and one in particular, an anonymous person, I'm pretty sure, did a full deep dive into the history of Zax to get to the bottom of if he is being cucked or not. And he found this stream. This is a female cat person avatar, but I believe the voice is of Zax. And as I play, it's about 30 seconds, you'll hear another voice in the background.
So, I don't have redeems or anything. I'm not affiliate. I'm not fancy. And, you know, I'm obviously not a partner like some idiot out in the kitchen. But I know I just said that, but I'm glad you agreed to being an idiot.
That is obviously If you haven't heard it, that's Pippa talking in the background, doing their Pippa voice. It's obviously like a put upon voice, and not like how they talk naturally. And you can just tell that is the background of his room. So clearly, this man lives with this woman, and there's no fucking way that a man and a woman live together like this and talk to each other in weird, silly anime voices unless they're banging. That is the rule. There are more clips like this where he alludes to having sex with Pippa, and it angers the VTubers. So the war is now on, and I will lay out the details from this point to the end, and you can make up your own mind if the information is correct. So this guy goes by the name Kazuya Kiba, and the important detail down here is that he says he speaks English and knows some French, and he is from the USA. So they find through this, somehow, his Fur Affinity page, Dire Kohana, where he is 26, male, based on like when they wrote this. He's from North Carolina. He's a pansexual in a relationship, and he speaks English and French. He is in a relationship from July 12th, 2012 with this person named Sibylla. This is Sibylla's page, and one of the drawings by Sibylla is this Finnick fox over here. There is a connection between this and someone named Doll Fox on Facebook and Instagram. Doll Fox was also a VTuber in 2018 before both the Pippa and the Kayuza stuff. And this is another example. The pink eyes and stuff, there's some aesthetic similarities to the Pippa avatar, which I'll show in a second. And then there is a direct connection between the Sibylla account and the Forest Born Adopts page. The Adopts page is like, it's in the furry community, it's a weird thing that they do where they like buy OCs from each other. So in this exchange, this person named Pornography asks if, waiting for the receipt, wants to know if in this receipt, Nicole Pinder, or Nicolette Pinder is, or Pinder, I don't know how to say that, it's a very weird name, Nicolette Pinder, very distinct name, by the way. Wants to know if that's it, and there's no response, but chances are he was correct, because otherwise she would say no, right? So people look up Nicolette Pinder, and that also corresponds with this. Pippa showed on stream that they were signed into Google, and they had the name Nicolette Pinder from A. Levette at gmail.com. And people look up this very distinct name and find this picture of a Jem Pinder and his family with a girl who's about the right age to be a VTubing female on the internet right now. So that is definitely Nicolette Pinder. And Nicolette Pinder is definitely Pippa. Now, there is a little bit more confusion here because if, based on this information, considering that they got into a relationship on July 12th, 2012, and that the man, Zax, is 21 at that age, that would mean that Pippa was 13 when he was 19, and they met each other and via a furry community. So that means that she was groomed from a very young age while in the furry fandom. Furthermore, there is this picture of her when she would be about, let's see, this is 2015, so this picture would be from FurryCon 2015. This is tagged as being Sibylla. She confirms that it's her in the comments, and that would mean that is Pippa Pitkins at the age of 15 or 14 at a FurryCon in a steampunk fox thing. And on the same alias, Doll Fox, there is a Instagram account with 3 pictures, and this is Pippa at 16. And if we do a little comparison between Pippa from this picture, if I can find it again, I am pretty sure that is the same person. The person who helped me put together this information for my stream disagrees. However, I'll zoom in. She's more blonde hair. And I think that, number one, it's the contrast. And, sorry, no, you saw the joke too soon. Forget that you saw that. It's this contrast that darkens her hair, and it's normal for women's hair to become, for people's hair in general, to become less blonde as they get older. But the nose, the eyes, and but the really big forehead are very. I would be shocked if this was not the same person just looking at it, considering all the other similarities. So I already spoiled this, but someone photoshopped her avatar to have a forehead reminiscent true to life, and that's what happens when you're internet famous. I guess people bully you relentlessly. So congratulations, you are now famous on the online, just like Jim Medeker and all the other people. However, fear not if you feel bad. I don't. Based on what I'm seeing in chat, I don't think anybody feels bad. But the people who want to believe that Pippa is an innocent, pure virgin and doesn't have a giant forehead will continue to believe that. Just like with Jim, Jim had his docs has been 1,000% fucking confirmed. People still deny it because they want to deny it. So the people who want to believe it will believe it. The people who don't want to believe it will continue to say those malding Kiwi trannies got it wrong yet again. And nothing of consequence will ever happen. Just an interesting thing because Ralph did a huge victory lap, by the way, and said this stupid fucking bunny getting groomed and shit, and fuck her, all the fucking, you come at me, you better not miss, and yada yada. Ralph being angry, but then this clip accidentally happened.
Weird shit there, I guess you could say.
It's really fucking disgusting.
It's a little different now that you know she's with the alleged pedo. And I mean, it's not 1913. That's not. It also is he sought her out aspect too. Like it's.
Yeah, he's still into kids. You don't just
She just
drops. It's fucking disgusting.
She just drops that statement mid-sentence, just like clunk. You can hear it. It's like something's churning in her brain, and then just clunk, breaks in half, falls to the bottom of her skull. You can rattle her around by the shoulders and hear it tinking around inside. Like, oh fuck, that thought died. That thought broke mid-sentence. Maybe all he has to do, Zax, if you're listening, all you got to do, buddy, is make a tweet saying that you renounce 13-year-old girls, and it'll be good as new. Don't you worry about it. Ethan can't give you shit if you do that. Look at Ralph. He's pissed. He's like, I had this easy W, and this fucking bitch, this fucking horse, fucked it up for me yet again. And all I can say is, I know Nick Rekieta has been involved in the anime sphere. Nick Rekieta, one of the few friends of the forum, closest thing as a friend that the forum can have. Good thing he's been completely untouched by the VTuber thing and the anime thing. And oh no, never mind. Nick Rekieta is currently getting his cock stomped by a bunch of thoughts at anime conventions when he's married. Nick, please stop. Please just stop. Just completely cut off the anime. Throw all your anime into a bin. You're married. You have 8 fucking kids. Don't do this. Cease and desist. Please, I'm begging you. Isn't that his wife? Which one, bro? Which one's his wife? Also his wife. Okay, it's in the middle. Okay, I got you. I guess she consents, which is still creepy, I guess. Wait, left? Doesn't look like her. Really? I don't think that is his wife. No. That doesn't. None of those look like his wife. I think you're lying. I mean, she's the only one not dressed up in a fucking costume. Is that his wife? I think this is them. I guess that's her. I could be retarded. Okay, let me see. Yes. Good job. It is. Okay. That's still weird. That's also weird. That doesn't make me feel better about it. That kind of makes me feel a little bit nauseous. To be completely honest with you. Okay. I'm not. Who am I, chat, to judge? To judge other people, chat. This is a joke? I don't know. Jealous. Oh my god, please. Josh, people found the forehead picture of Pippa belongs to a goofy-looking Slav. I don't believe you. What, both of them? So you're saying that this other person whose last name is Pinder and belongs to this family is different from this person who looks exactly fucking like her? I don't believe you. Face blind. They don't look alike. Okay. Well, just so you know, just to reiterate, the person in this picture is 2 years younger, at most 2 years younger than the person that the Zax guy hooked up with from Furfinity. And what I find interesting is that it really feels like her persona, from what I've seen of it, like the whole like Medicare shit and the Poltard shit, because people found like her Tumblr blogs and all this other shit from like way back when, and she was very like typical Tumblr leftist, and it really feels like, based on the fact that he was like a VTuber, and like he did this online personality shit, it really feels like he's puppeting it. He's saying like, get on this and your gimmick will be that you're like sympathetic to this sector and you're going to talk about e-celebs and, you know, like kind of turning her on to these topics that normally nobody would give a fuck about, like a normal person. He writes the script like Poppy from Anime Trash. 40% of Medicare fans are leftists. What? Okay. All right, I'm done. I think. Feels like it was a short stream. That's what happens. I organize all my notes and I bash them out real fast. Happens every time. What have I missed anything from last week? I can fix her. No, thank you. Sappho Chantal news. No. Some German wrote an article about the Kiwi farms, and then they are very pissed, but it's in German, so I can't read it. Trash update, there is none. Today is the 1 year anniversary of Trevor Moore dying. Well, that's sad. Trevor Moore did kitty history, so they killed him. Oh, the Christian stuff. There's no verdict for that. Oh, you know what? That would be a good way to waste some time. And then I can talk about the grand jury thing next Friday if the information comes out. Good thought. Thank you for reminding me, whoever that was. I do have something I can read. And I'll get a sip of water. So, a pathetic retard has still been mailing Chris basically every day, or whenever possible, because it's his only claim to fame, and that's because Chris has nothing else to do. They maintain correspondence. And I will read this letter. I have not been reading the Chris letters because, number one, it gives attention to a retard who I choose to ignore. And on the other hand, they're all kind of just insane rambling. However, I have been assured that this letter is especially insane. So let me explain the current situation that Chris is in right now, and what I'm expecting to hear by next Friday. And that is, Chris is currently awaiting a grand jury trial. A grand jury is different from a regular jury, and it is not a bigger trial or grander in any way, and I don't know where it gets its name from. When the court has to decide a legal matter that is not a guilty verdict, a special jury is arranged called a grand jury, where a jury of your peers will make a decision based on the parameters laid out by the judge and the information laid out by the prosecution. And this is arbitrary. They can decide basically anything. Usually, a grand jury is to decide to indict someone. So before the defendant is even made aware that there is an indictment coming, sometimes they'll get together a bunch of people and they'll be like, does the prosecutor, does the state have the evidence to give the most basic argument for a case against this person possible? You're not deciding if they're guilty, you're deciding if they have anything of a case at all. So basically, a grand jury is almost like a rubber stamp. It almost always gets indictments get passed. However, they also use grand juries to decide the matter of if someone is competent to stand trial. So in Chris's case, people speculate the grand jury is not the indictment charge. It is a question of if Chris can. There's a specific wording for it. Can Christian Weston Chandler help in his own defense? Does he have self-preservation instinct, or is he too crazy to be tried because he is criminally insane? So they're going to lay that out, and the defense is probably going to argue that Chris is insane and he cannot assist in his own defense. They could say, like, I'm the attorney and he refuses a plea deal. He talks openly in correspondence with retards about how he had sex with his mother. He calls himself the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. There's a 20-year history where he's been documented for being so gullible, yada, yada, yada. And then the state will say, yes, he's very gullible and very silly, and he says a lot of weird things. However, he knows right from wrong, and that can be evidence in this case. And then the grand jury decides if he is criminally competent to stand trial for his crimes, if he knows that what he did was wrong, and is capable of assisting in his own defense. Mens rea. So, that is what's happening right now. We're expecting a response from the grand jury today, I think. And I have 6 notifications, so it could have already come in. It does not look like it, so that hasn't happened yet. And this is probably the last letter before he gets formally indicted, because I think they will find that they'll find that he can be tried. I do not think that he is criminally insane. Just my opinion from my interactions with Chris has a very strong sense of right and wrong. He knows that what things that you should do and things that you should not do. And I know this because he knows when to lie. If he knows that something is going to get him in trouble, he will lie about it. Not consistently, not in a very convincing way, not in a very intelligent way. But when he knows, if he knows that you will not like an answer, he will simply not tell you the truth. He will hide it from you. He did this with me multiple times, and based on how he handled his relationship with Barb, he very obviously knew that it would be unacceptable for him to be in a relationship with his mother. So he did not. He concealed it from the public, and he lied on multiple occasions about it. So I think that if they do it correctly, which it's the criminal justice system, it's basically a wild card. They may not, and he may just be put in a hospital, whatever. But if I was on the jury, I would think that he was competent to know that what he did was wrong. So I'll read this letter. I've never read it before. Could be fun. Do not upload this letter online anywhere, please, to a fat retard. Having just received your letter, listen. Barbie's stubborn out one thing mainly, her shallowness and her financial problems. Hence why we have this Kickstarter page, how to buy her out so I can return home with her relocated. She married Robert for the fact he had the house to live in. Meditate on that. Also, Barb is literally a zombie-like living body with little remaining of Barbara, her soul, within her anymore. That living body is running on fumes at this point. She cannot drive anymore, regardless of van loss. She has the frigid mental activity and physical ability like a scared deer in headlights nearly all the time, since even before June 2021. And with gas prices these days, I doubt Harriet, Tom, and or Wayne are even driving up to Ruckersville to do much for her. They live in Midlothian and Lesterfield areas. Do you know how far that is from Ruckersville? The drive alone is as long as the American Rabbit movie. Okay, I guess that's like 2 hours or whatever. Sorry, I have to coof 1 second. I had a coof for the last couple days. Chesterfield, sorry. I appreciate the idea of somewhere in retirement community, but Barb is unable to be of such independence as she used to be. She's a literal shut-in at this point. She does not socialize with her neighbors in Ruckersville. And let me tell you about attorneys, caseworkers, Region 10, and the jerk-ops and the judicial system. Luke 11, 45, 54, with emphasis on hypocrisy. I should look that up. Luke 11:45. One of the experts in the law answered him, "Teacher, when you say these things, you insult us also." Jesus replied, "And you experts in the law, woe to you, because you load people down with burdens they can hardly carry, and you yourselves will not lift one finger to help them. Woe to you, because you built tombs for the prophet, and it was your ancestors who killed them. So you testify that you approve of what your ancestors did. They killed the prophets, and you build their tombs. Because of this, God in his wisdom said, I will send them prophets and apostles, some of whom they will kill, and others they will prosecute. Therefore, this generation will be held responsible for the blood of all prophets that has been shed since the beginning of the world, from the blood of Abel to the blood of Zechariah, who was killed between the altar and the sanctuary. Yes, I tell you, this generation will be held responsible for it all. Woe to you experts in law, because you have taken away the key to knowledge. You yourselves have not entered, and you have hindered those who were entering." When Jesus went outside, the Pharisees and the teachers of the law began to oppose fiercely and besiege him with questions, waiting to catch him in something he might say. So again, he feels as a reincarnation of Jesus, or whatever the fuck he says, he's being wrongly prosecuted. I feel like I should just not read the Bible verses, because it has no fucking relation, and it's probably just some shit like that every time. As well as taking teachings and wisdoms and, quote, in one ear and out the other for the bulk of them. I've let Halberg do his work, and he hardly keeps me updated on the communicates with me. Yeah, I wonder why. He's frustrated at Region 10 doing absolutely nothing. Social workers in Greene County and anywhere do absolutely nothing. And Western State Hospital, in his words, were supposed to place me in a group home, but to simply free up a room, they sent me back to jail. And not only do absolutely nothing, but abusive as fuck with their bondage, sadomasochism chairs, and they're arrogantly shit-minded with their patients. Don't even realize a simple demon exorcism would have healed somebody, I guess some other fucking weirdo, there, and helped them to pick out their wound. Condescendingly toxic staff. So he's being like strapped into like a tire chair or some shit and at the hospital. And then they didn't want to deal with him, so they sent him back to jail. And if you have to go into all these details, the home health agencies over highlight and advertise about themselves, then you may as well rebuke them in the same light as all the others mentioned in this paragraph. That last sentence did not make any of these fucking sense whatsoever. 2. There's only like 2.5 pages in total. And I'm trying to... It's fucking annoying having to try and read there. That's slightly better. And don't judge Caden in that vein. He's not flawless, but he is more perfect of himself and at what and how he does as a legit friend. And I'm working on my behalf. He's actually works with his flaws and his limits. He's made breakthrough with Barb, and he is not intimidating. And fat retard, I am Jesus, written in cursive for some reason. And I know from not only personal experiences, but I am the one with everything in the pride timeline. Or in the prime timeline. Here, and I have foreseen and foreknown these possibilities, likelihoods, details, and repeated history and fulfilled prophecies, Babylon and Revelations. Guess what? Russia is the modern day Babylon. Well, I know a couple poltards who'd be upset with that statement. And damn are the toxic and evil ones in that cesspool of demons and devils of a lost country going to fall and burn. And we gods not only believe and have faith in each other, prayers and miracle power, but we work with them. But I digress. More than enough to wake you up, fat retard. You can relay the retirement community idea to Caden, but I tell you the truth. Barb is not independent as of the background individuals in Abraham Simpson's retirement home. Please work with Caden to raise that $150,000 and other good projects. And never, ever, 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 ever do anything talking of Sockness. Sockness was worse evil than Putin, and now he is dead. The last thing anyone wants to resurrect an evil individual like Sockness, so do not make any website or webpage about him, period, please. I've stated my piece for you. Thank you for thy help in the better and good projects, fat retard. Be safe and well. Mrs. Jesus, Christine Weston Chandler, Sananshu, the goddess Blue Heart of the Commodore Consul and the nations of Quickville, and something, comma, Duandis of goddess of the Sananshu and Rosachu, special of Pokemon, the one avatar, Lord Messiah, source, and God of all. It's one hell of a title. Like a North Korean dictator signature. Oh, savior. Okay. Okay, thank you. Jurist, did you not learn cursive? I did, 2nd grade. I did not find that as interesting as I thought it would. Like the most interesting thing was like in the first paragraph where he says that she's like a zombie. Is that why he felt it was okay to have sex with her? Because she's like so zonked out. It's like, who cares? The organization tool I use is called Panorama Tab Groups. That's the thing that I use to organize my stream tabs. Zombie state. She's now a zombie because he isn't fucking her. Bob, that is fucking gross. Okay. Now, is there anything, chat, that I have not brought up? Here's a fun thing. So the DDoS goal for the super chats has been like 1770, because that is how much the contract is that I signed with the DDoS company. I signed that DDoS company in December. It has been months and months since September. It's been like 9 fucking months in total. And they were supposed to come out in July and set up everything. That has not happened yet. So I've been waiting for them, and I got another email from my account manager saying, "How are you doing?" And I said, "You haven't set up my fucking project yet. I've been waiting for months. I told you, I email your billing company every time they send me a new bill, and I say I'm not paying this, and I'm not paying anything until I get set up, and nobody has done anything." So now I'm contacting other companies, trying to figure out what the fuck to do, and it's really starting to hurt because hold up, let me finish my thought and then I'll look at that. Because we need we need like a 10 gigabit per second line, but we can't get it until the company comes out and sets up the fucking internet to the new service. So we're just suffering, and I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss. There's only like a couple companies out there that do DDoS protection. One of them is Path, which is a criminal enterprise that employs pedophiles that I want nothing to do with. One of them is like kicked off 8chan and is run by smug social justice lights from Europe, and I don't trust them. It's like I really don't know what to do anymore for the DDoS shit. Yeah, so I'm waiting, and I'm trying to talk to other people, and I'm trying to look at like Akamai and shit. And it's like I don't know. I really don't know, because Cloudflare offered or gave me a pitch for like $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month to get network protection. And it's like I can swing, half that for a different provider. I cannot swing $3,000 a month. There's no fucking way. I cannot bilk my existing user base out of $3,000 a month to afford that. So I'm really at a loss at what to do, because I can't go on major platforms because we'll get kicked off. and I can't use like most people just use Path. Like all the companies that one of the good VPS providers is BuyVM, and Franco, who runs BuyVM, uses Path. And it's like I cannot use a company of pedophiles and criminals to, extort me for DDoS protection. I just can't allow that. I'd rather the site just go down than give a bunch of pedophile extortionists what they want. So that's my situation. I don't know what to say. Now, what is Sappho? Get more mirror servers. Like, I can't. I don't have mirror servers. I have a network. I would have to sell my IPv4 network and set up mirror servers, and I stopped doing that because I'm so fucking sick of finding new VPS companies to put mirrors on. It's a pain in the ass. Oh, I forgot about that. I never looked at that headline. Sure. Let's take a listen. I remember it being very slow. We'll listen to this live. Wait, this is not what I was looking at. Coyote Lovely says, "It's been nice knowing you all. I think my time is up, unfortunately. I am sorry. I tried to move on. My opinions have changed. I was 20, for God's sake, at the time I dated a 16-year-old, and it was legal for the both of it. The grooming allegations have never, ever been proven true, as I have not been so much as contacted by law enforcement. Remember, it's not illegal if you don't get caught. I do not advocate for zoophilia, even if in the past I had. I grew up and recognized my mistakes on that. I dated a 16-year-old and foolishly called myself a map in the past, which I no longer believe in whatsoever. I have been labeled with so many harmful accusations that are untrue, like being called a map, which you yourself called yourself in. I've been banned from the last social outlet I had. For a time, I thought maybe I could move on and have a second chance. I was hopeful with Neos, as it was labeled as a place for second chances, where you could not be banned on allegations, but whether or not you had hurt or violated the rules, but that was untrue. I no longer have anywhere to go to, and my time is truly over. I have nothing to live for anymore. I'm not going to end things tonight. I know this may come as a shock, and I apologize to my family, and everyone I know is going to be hurt very badly from this. In the end, it looks like Kiwi Farms, the embezzlements, and others went against me. I tried so hard. I really did. I've been on medications, spent my time in a psych ward, have had therapy for so long, and was a former active duty airman. I wanted to spend my life loving and helping others. That's why I got into hypnosis. Hypnosis is not a field that I consider I don't associate with creepiness. That's why I tried to matter what I give love to everyone that needed it. I'm sorry, don't feel bad, and trust me, I won't. I know why it had to be done, but I hope it's worth someone's life. Neo's, Kiwi Farms, Kyle Crushore, others. I'm grabbing my shotgun, driving off, and I'll probably be gone tonight. I love you all. Thank you to everyone who supported and loved me throughout the years. Keep me alive in your memories. Yours truly, Valerie." And someone gave this Telegram post a thumbs down, and another person gave it a New Year's, what do you call those things? Like a party popper where you pop it and confetti comes out as like a reaction. So I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I don't know. Is anyone... I have to be careful. I have no response to this. So someone pointed out this is not the same thing. No, it is the same thing. Yours truly, Valerie. Oh, help ban Coyote Lovely is the name of the Telegram group, but this is Valerie, aka Hypnotist Sappho, a furry? Oh, a zoo sadist. Okay. I really don't want to know more about this topic, to be honest with you. I'll just leave it there. And they posted this clip, which I'll play at 1.5 because I think it's very slow.
Hey, so, this might be the last time any of you, hear from me. I tried. I really did try. I tried to move on from my past. I tried to dedicate myself to helping people because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to help people. But really, I only caused more harm than good. I know I messed up. I know that I've needed help. I've been hurting like this for a very long time.
It is a troon if you couldn't tell by the voice, in case you're wondering.
I've been able to keep it under wraps for so long.
By the way, I want to say, I'm
been able
going to pause this. I want to show you something from the OP because I didn't know what the fuck this person is. I have never seen this before. This is a furry tranny holding up, I swear to God, a pedophile pride flag with the Zeta symbol on it, which is a zoophile thing. That is crazy. I have never, ever, ever, in all the iterations, not even in like the parodies of the pride flags, seen a pedophile zoophile combo flag. That is fucking amazing. Amazing, chat.
To hide it for so long. But that's just not enough anymore. You know, I don't feel like I have anything to really live for anymore, so yeah. My purpose to live was because I wanted to help other people. I wanted to help people. I just wanted to spread affection and care to everyone that needed it. I've always neglected myself more in the process. Life just isn't worth it for me anymore. It really isn't. It's it really is time that I go. Yeah. Well, I hope it was worth it. Just you know, you can keep me in your memories and whatever, you know.
I don't want to.
Take that with you wherever you go. Yeah.
Sigh again. Sigh again. I dare you. I double dog dare you, motherfucker. Sigh one more goddamn time. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Ain't gonna do it. So then they, in a stroke of geniusness, they went out into a hospital and said, I'm in front of a hospital right now, just sitting in my car, and I don't know what to do. And then they have a shotgun there. And this was interpreted as a shooting threat at the hospital. And I don't know what the outcome of that was. Apparently they were sitting there and the kids, are they dead? Is this person dead? I don't think they know yet. Probably not, though. Well, what the fuck? The check mark, the Cecil, you asked me to talk about this. Do you know if they're dead or not? Does any of you know that they're dead? They're probably not dead. True shooting spree, we can only hope. Come on, Furry, leave those kids alone. I don't think he's dead. Okay, there you go. No happy ending. Nothing ever happens. Don't worry about it. Okay, now children, it is time. I think that I've gone through everything. It is time for patches. Oh, I'll show you the patches. The patches are designed. They are in production. I am ordering 1,000 of each. And we are... Oh, okay. I do actually need your input on this. Let me show you the patches one more time. I think I might have shown them last week too. Where's my patches? There it is. Oh, they're at the bottom of the other page. Okay, this is the final patch design. This is everything. This is how it is. I'm not changing it from here on out. If you don't like something, sorry. I will be printing 1,000 of each, and they will be sold in a set. And you cannot buy specifics because that's too complicated, and it increases the price of postage and for the 3PL. I will print more. It will take 8 weeks for 1,000. So if you want yours before Christmas, you have to order them fast. Once I start selling, there will be a huge notice. You won't be able to miss it. However, I am debating, chat. I am debating this with people. I am debating this with people who sell patches and other merchandise. I'm debating this with people who buy patches. I do not know too much about patches, but when I go, like, there's a patch thread on K, and they list all their anime titty patches on there. And those titty patches sell for like $10 each. So I'm really struggling on a price. So, I would like people to tell me how much they would pay for all 9. What is your maximum? $3? No, not per each. I'm not selling them individually. Okay, 20, 50. Damn, dude. 15 to 20, 20, 40, 30. Fuck. Oh, Jesus, shit. We should do a poll. Poll 20, 30. I'll do 40 and 50, but you people are crazy. Some guy is legit trying to convince me to sell it for 50 each. I'm like, 50 each is like a lot of money. We live in a society, my friend. Most people need their $50 to like, because like when I think of like prices, I think of like I work fast food and I made $9 an hour, and it's like I price things in how many burgers how many French fries I would make in an hour. Majority of people seem to want 20, but that is the lowest price, so people will gravitate towards 20. 25. That's a good. Hey, Guy Safari. That's a good idea. Even 20 is too high. 14.88. Where's the $5 option? I'm not selling it for $5 wouldn't cover the fucking production cost. You dumb motherfucker. You asshole. I'm not running a charity here. I'm trying to make money so I can pay for Cloudflare, so I can put a down payment on my Cloudflare contract. I'll never have a house at this point. 25 sounds good. Okay, I agree. It's been settled. I need a thing. $25 will be the price of the patches, as it has been determined here by the chat. And chat always wins, which is the moral of the story. Okay. Speaking of money, that is it. We're going to the money zone. It is now super chat time. The song I have picked out for the end of the stream sucks, so you don't have to stick around for it. I will be reading the super chats, which are, of course, the favorite part of the stream for everybody. Check pet, dude, I'm telling you, they sell for $10 each, so it'd be like $90 for all of them. Then you take like a 25% discount. That's still like $60. That's way too much. 25 sounds fair. Pick a better song than no. No, I will not. I'm so dehydrated. I've read so much this stream. Oh, that's the wrong account. Oh, on the fuck one. I'm suffering here. Okay, there we go. Okay, Eggstein for $1 says Coo. Moshi Saltzberf for 10 says, did those Israelis charge back that $1,000? No, they did not. 456.10 says for $7.89, nothing. Annan for 1 says weekly buck for weekly stream. Thank you, Annan. Christorian X says for 5, just here to support the war effort. It should be noted that I can't tell if that's the real Christorian X or not. Jahan 00 for 2 says test. Oi VTuber for 10 says been watching for a while. Finally have money to give. Thank you, Oi VTuber. Speaking of VTubers, one day I'll premiere. It's hotly debated in the I have the multiple personalities that scream things in my head at any given moment. If I should ever do my video game VTuber personality, if I'll attract the wrong kind of attention from furries and animes to my wholesome big chunky streams. Sneed for 1 says press 1 in the chat or your mother dies in her sleep tonight. Well, that's quite sad. No, I don't want that to happen. Anonymous for 5 says great work, Josh. Keep it up. Nihan 42 for 10.16 says take money, please. Thank you. Oh, and thank you, Anonymous. Thank you, Nihan. If people are going to start making that a meme, I'm going to need a protection dog to protect our mothers. Mossad operative Patri for 3 says a shekel for a good goy. Well done. Shalom. Thank you. Pirate Pudding Cake for 5 says if not chubby chasing, if the chubbies chase you. That's true. That's just being a drunk guy at the bar. 456.10 for 789 says they all end up asking the 6 million question. It's true. One day, if they allow themselves to, they'll ask it. One of my favorite posts that I ever saw was on Poll, and it was like, I'm like an old guy, and I've looked into a bunch of conspiracy theories, and I've always tried figuring out, is it like the Illuminati, is it the New World Order, who is they, who is the complot? And things like, after 20 years of boomer conspiracy theories, I realize now it's just been the Jews the entire time. He seemed dismayed by this. Anonymous for 5 says ants, which is, I think, a reference to Darkside Phil. Baron Julius von Brunk, I could be wrong, though, says for 5, I see this as a win. Phil should just eat them. It's extra protein. What? When did I talk about Phil? Am I having a stroke? Is this from like... Oh, no. I've been reading super chats from months ago when I did a stream about Darkside Phil's ants chat. I'm losing my mind, chat. I'm losing it. Okay. Now to do the actual super chat segment. Wolfgang for 5 says favorite and least favorite forum topics. By the way, love the streams. Always listen to them while I'm at work. Thank you, Wolfgang, from 6 p.m. today and not from 4 months ago. I appreciate it. Haxley for 5 says, hey people, and I'm back donating again. And today I'm going to be doing a $5 donation my way. Thank you, Hax. Jake Sneed for $2 says, hi there, Jake Sneed again, here to donate more shekels. Thank you, Jake Sneed. Roxana Wolf, who helped me put together the Pippa stream, my notes on the Pippa. I sent them a DM last night saying, help me, I don't know anything about furries or VTubers. Can you look through this? And Roxanne came to the conclusion that they weren't the same people, the old picture of Pippa and the new picture from the doll account. So make of that what you will. Roxanne says, from the Furniggers at the Kennel Club Council with love. Thank you, Roxanne. And thank you for your help. Toilet Duck for 3 says keep attacks towards getting those ching chongs to boost the bandwidth faster. One day, I would love a 1 gig or 10 gigabit line. Anonymous for 1 says the computers went wrong when you made them for neighbors, and that's why it went wrong. Okay, that's what that was the big. That's when it went wrong. That's how many people. It's like Anonymous for 1 says it's a command line. Yeah, fuck you, man. White people don't mind it. Okay, the white people are like, yeah, it's a command line. So what's your point? The neighbors are like, Anonymous for 1 says, no, it's we don't like the command line. Here's the difference between a white person and a neighbor. Do you like the command line? Okay, if you're a neighbor, fuck you. Get the fuck out. Rest in peace, Terry Davis. One of the best rants of all time. Mrs. Mess for 20 says, my husband has off today, so we're able to listen to your streams together for once. Very cozy. Which VPN do you swear by these days? Nord sucks cock, and we figure you'd be the best person to ask. Privacytools.io is a great resource for all things privacy related. I use private internet access, and I have an affiliate program with them, but I do not shill them because they were bought out by CyberGhost, and CyberGhost is not a good company. However, I think Molvad is Swedish and has a good reputation, but I have no experience with them. And I can't recommend Proton because they had an affiliate program and they kicked us off like a bunch of fucking Swiss jerks. There's also a good article about on the privacy tools about how privacy and anonymity are different and how Tor and VPNs don't truly make you anonymous. Dantioch for 2 says, you're still planning on moving to China despite all the happenings over there, or was that a joke? Couldn't tell if you were serious before. Oh, dude, I'm really loving the headlines about how China's falling apart. China's going to die. China's going falling. This China is falling. It is literally every fucking month. The Western media prints a headline saying China's about to break apart. Oh, no. And they do it every month. And every month people are like, oh, my God, this is it. China's done for. And they just keep fucking doing it, and people eat it up because whatever, and it never happens. Anime for 5 says, Josh, do you have sex with male fans inquiring on behalf of an unnamed third party? No, I do not. Anime. For 75 says, Sussy Baka. That's creepier than the guy asking about having sex with gay guys. Ghost of Marshall Casterson for 5 says, ooh, I curse you from beyond the grave, Joshua McConnor Moon. I curse you in the name of yahoo.com. It's very spooky. I have no further input on this because there is still a court case against me. I'm sure that this is going to be used against me, even though I'm reading a quote from Ghost of Marshall Casterson, a donator who gave me $5. Member for 1321 says, Eisenhower warned us about the military-industrial complex, but nobody warned the military-industrial complex about Troons. Pray for the people bombing brown people. Well, they're all autistic, so I don't think... I'm not too sure if the military is going to get worse because of Troons. I'm sure they're capable of killing and molesting just fine, just like our old military-industrial complex was. Sneed'em Feed'em for 20 says, here's an extra for missing last week. Also really funny how they didn't ban the groomer until it leaked. Really gets noggin jogging. It sure does, doesn't it? Nothing, like I said, nothing's a crime unless you get caught. Roxanne Wolf for 3 says, please give 3 American shekels worth of advice to animal control. And in regards to what? In general? Okay. If you're gonna be a furry, don't do business in your real name and don't have a 5 head. That's my advice. Polly for 10 says, any updates on Flamenco? I heard a rumor that he had a backroom deal, with Andy Worski. I've not heard anything about that. I apologize. I don't have anything against Flamenco, by the way. I'm in a weird situation where I would like to, I don't know. I would like to have internet friends. It'd be nice to have internet friends. I was like, oh, I got the cool VTuber friend. I got what's his face? Ken Ashcorp, and he's making music about my streams and my forum, and it's also cool. It's cool to have friends. And then it's like, I don't know, they're all fucking weirdos. I don't want to attach to any of you people. You're all fucking weirdos. Flamenco's a fucking weirdo. Flamenco likes the stream. Or did before I started making fun of him, and then he disappeared. Like, yeah, I kind of figured. I kind of figured that Flamenco would be a fucking weirdo. So it's like, I'm not attaching. Talk about anime. Talk about anime. Of course, you're gonna be a fucking weirdo. I can't hitch my my boat to that either. Nick Wakeda's a Flynn, yes, but Nick Wakeda is getting his cock stomped by anime girls because he watches anime. There's gonna become I guarantee you, at this rate, there's gonna be a point where his wife is just like, I'm no longer cool with this. I'm no longer cool with the anime stuff. I kind of feel like you're too old for the anime stuff. And the reaction to that's gonna, if it's public, is gonna be entertaining. Unfortunately, I do like Nick Wakeda. Anonymous for 5 says, I'm seeing outside 4 Josh streams. 3. I did a stream on Thursday, today, and Friday. I'll do another stream. So yes, you are seeing wrong. Get your fucking eyes checked. Dahmer for 5 says nothing. Thank you, Dahmer. Anonymous for 5 says, Josh, you didn't cover the fact that Andy Worski was guarding for Flamenco. Flam showed his DMs showing Worski was always going to go soft on him during the second appearance on Kino Casino. I was not made aware of that. If that's the case, I apologize. The Piranha 9 for 5 says, really enjoyed the last person stream. Josh, are you still planning to do one about low tax? Yes, I am. And did you ever watch the YouTube documentary about him that came out a few months ago? No, I do not. Have not. So I guess I'm getting beat to the punch there. I'll still do it just because I've said I've done it so many times. Concerned Weatherman for $1 says, Gator was dressed up as a fat, unattractive nerd. Is that his character? That's his character in Steins Gate, isn't it? I'm vaguely aware that people made fun of him for using that guy because he's like a creepy weirdo who gets cucked in the game. Anime for 5 says, Itaru Hashida, Kurisu Makasi, Mayuri Shina, respectively, all from Steins Gate. May I add, the Itaru cosplay was spot on, particularly around the midsection. I'm assuming that that's a fat joke. Yeah, anime reference, everybody. Anonymous for 2 says, Pippa's Build-A-Bear streams repeat community watch threads, and management wouldn't let her do more unless she heavily censored them. Also, it was JP Mutt Dog. Oh, they were kicked off JP. Okay, whatever. Heavily censored repeat community watch threads and management. I really don't know what that means. She went to a Build-A-Bear and then made like a Nazi Build-A-Bear based on community input, and her company got mad at her. Like, okay. Gotta get that cheddar, though. Never Forget for 1 says, oh, Paragon of Furry Justice, there's a furry picture that pops up when we donate to you. Does that mean that you should like them now for helping you get money? Hamsters are not... Nobody has ever been a furry hamster. Like, I'm sure if you, like, search hard enough, you'll find a furry hamster, and you'll find, like, a furry tapeworm, or whatever the fuck, but most people are just foxes and dogs and shit. The Pippa Faildocs. Let's see. This is an Insta. Polina Bogastiva. Okay, so this is the person. This is the person with the 5-head, chat. So the really big 5-head is this poor Slavic woman who has been bullied. Oh, I can't show it to you. Man. I want whoever made it so that you have to sign in to view any social media get shot in the fucking head. Facebook's doing it. Twitter's doing it. Instagram's doing it. They're all fucking doing it. YouTube's doing it. They're all trying to make you have an account. And you shouldn't need to have a fucking account to view a public profile. It's fucking bullshit. Should be a fucking law. I'm so sick of these social media. I mean, the only reason why they do it is because if they have more accounts, they get more funding. But they don't make any money off the accounts. They just make money from the funding. Because the fundraisers like BlackRock say, oh, you have 100 million fucking people with accounts on your social media platform, so you're worth that much more money. And it's not true, but that's how they evaluate these companies and how they evaluate their stocks. And it's all bullshit. The tech industry is the biggest fucking tulip. People call Bitcoin a tulip bulb thing. The social media is the biggest tulip bulb. Discord has 500 million, accounts or whatever the fuck, but nobody buys that gay bullshit Discord Nitro. It's all bullshit. Fuck, I hate social media. I fucking hate social media. But the little girl though is still Pippa, and she has the big ass fucking head. She might not be as unfortunate looking, no offense, but I mean that's her. She's definitely Nicolette Pinder. She may not be Polina Bogosteva, but oh well. Alexa for 5 says, Josh, I need you to say the word Oedipus. Oedipus. It's Oedipus. You don't pronounce the O. It's Oedipus. I got you, motherfucker. I got you. You tried to trip me up. Too smart for you. Bacon's here for 2 says, short, organized streams are better than aimless rambling. Well, many people would disagree with you on that one. Love the stream. Oh, Danger Volcano Professors. Love the stream. Did you ever talk about Beam magically showing up alive? No. What are you talking about? I'm aware that somebody like renewed his certificates for his websites, but I've not heard about him coming back. If that's a thing that I can look at, tag me in it. Moritsuni for 5 says, I fucking missed your stream, says caught up playing Gothic 2. Anyways, here's 5 for your house. Now I gotta go watch the archive. Flamenco just emailed me, which was strange. Says that he doesn't hate me, which is nice. Tanuki Handhold Giver for 10 says, hey, and by the way, you're supposed to super chat if you want to get your message right on stream. You can't just email me. That's cheating. Tanuki Handhold Giver for 10 says, hey, Josh, did you ever play this as an outro? Also, going to do a review of the most hated man on the internet for Gumroaders. Might be fun. Hope you're doing well. Who's the most hated man on the internet? Is that like about Jim Watkins or something? Is about Hunter Moore and Is Anyone Up, a pornographic site based on stolen and hacked photos and the struggle to take the website down. Oh, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun to talk about, to be honest with you. Sounds like a kind of a miserable fucking story. Like revenge pornography in and of itself is not something that I'm particularly okay with. But I have a philosophy of once it's up there, it's up there. I would never want the site to just become like a revenge pornography site in and of itself, though. That attracts you really don't want people into that kind of shit on your site. But thank you. Yeah, I am doing well. Never forget for 1 says, Jim said Ralph gets arrested, he'd stream with you, so the pause pig would have both internet daddies there. Would you be up to it? Any estimates on how long it would take for the inevitable? I think it said something like 2 years a while back. 2 years sounds about right, tops. And yeah, sure, whatever. Ralph gets murdered or whatever, I'll do a stream with Jim. Why not? He has to split the super chats, though. Large Child for 5 says, what would you do if someone left a baby on your porch, but it turned out to be Wings of Redemption and you had to raise him as your own? What street wisdom would you bestow upon baby Wings? Why the fuck would I have to raise Wings of Redemption? I would tell him that the best way to get someone to pay attention to you is to shout as loud as humanly possible, as close to their ear as possible. Look here, look, listen. Appearing offline does not fucking stop it. So stop talking about things you know nothing about. That's what you gotta say every time. It'll work out, trust me. Sneed for 10 says, Sneed, feed and seed, Chuck, fuck and suck. We get it. Ha ha ha. So funny because fuck and suck. Fuck. Whoa, bro. Like having intercourse in fellatio. Holy wow. How did the Simpsons get away with this one? It's true. It's very funny. It is a question of how they got away with it. It's so subtle that even the censors at the FTC didn't notice. Anonymous for 5 says, hi Josh, can you please look at Emily's thread? It's how to improve my artwork. I do not trace my artwork. There is a retard on the forum in the mass debates boards under a thread called how to improve my artwork. And she has been drawing and uploading her drawings to the forum for weeks, and people just keep making fun of her and calling her a tracer. And she denies it fervently and continues to post more artwork to prove, in the process of her drawing, to prove that she does not trace her artwork. It's very bizarre. Sneed for 5 says, golly gee willikers, what the fuck? It's absolutely hilarious. Ha 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 ha. Because Sneed sells feed and seed, which is totally normal, but Chuck sells suck and fuck. Chuck sells fuck and suck. It's true. He does. That's what the sign. That's what the sign implies, my friend. Goats Eisenfalls for 5 says it's only if only every person working had the dedication, resourcefulness, and sheer sneedacity of Null, the world would be a better place. I write annoying emails to Jersh and he still replies. God bless you. I'm pretty fucking lazy, to be fair, but I'm less lazy when I'm angry, and I'm angry quite a bit. When I'm not angry, I play a lot of video games, like Hearts of Iron 4, when I can get away with it. But these days I wake up and I have a lot of shit to do, so I don't get to play as much. Anonymous for 5 says, I don't care if Pippa is a furry groomie. Her streams are funny. Get on that moldy girl grind set juice. P. Glad that you still like your internet, girl. I don't intend to deprive people of their enjoyment, but there is a real person behind that screen, and it is bizarre. It really does feel like she's been put up to her streaming shit by that guy, and he's living kind of vicariously through her, because he kind of sounds like a tranny is a thing. Like his voice. Not that I'm one to talk about voices, but
and you know, I'm obviously not a partner like some idiot out in the kitchen, but he's got that voice that's just kind of off-putting, like those effeminate furries often have. Like that guy, the blue dragon, who did that gosh darn Kiwi Farms, like that kind of voice. It's kind of awkward. That's what it reminds me of. Rabbi Goldberg Stein for 5 says, the patches are a fundraiser. Don't cuck yourself out of money. Charge them $50. Any Kiwi farmer can pay $40. I personally can afford a paltry $25. I'm sure you need the $15. Thank you, Rabbi Goldsteinberg. I'll take that into consideration. You're right. It is a fundraiser. Spine.exe for 5 says, patches look great. Sets like that with this level of detail and color variety usually go for $40 to $60. $25 to the fucking steal. I didn't know that. It should be $40. Oh God, I'm being manipulated yet again. I might do 30. We settled on 25, but now I'm being convinced by the people who are actually spending money to talk to me that it should be 30. $35. Oh no, we keep going up. Anonymous for 69 says, take Slobbermutt avatar already, Josh. Oh, God, it's a lot. That's like. VTuber avatars are very expensive. I don't know. Look, it seems fun. Look, here's my stance on the VTuber thing. It seems fun. I understand why they put that shit on like video game footage. I see how it improves the video game footage if you don't want to use a webcam, which I don't want to do because I enjoy my privacy, what I have left of it. But at the same time, it is co-opted by fucking trannies and furries and animes, and I just don't feel comfortable at this point in time. Maybe if more normal people start using it. I'm waiting, by the way, for the day that you turn on your TV, assuming that you have a TV. You turn it on by accident. You turn on your TV because you're going to switch it over to HDMI so you can watch a movie or something from your computer. And then it like automatically turns on to the news or whatever station you had it on last. And you see like the anchors, and it's like anchor VTuber things, and it's just like we're going mainstream now. Everyone's a VTuber. Your weather girl is going to be a sexy anime girl. And we're just going to forget that real people exist. Because human contact is bad for the apparatus. Hacksleet for 5 says, I was afraid you skipped my dono. Then I realized a few minutes in you were having a boomer moment and you were reading donations from another stream. Here's an extra shekel for my dementia meds. Thank you. I need them. I need you know what it is? I didn't have I ran out of vitamin D. I need to go reorder my vitamins. So you're all paying. I'm not going to buy an avatar, but I will buy some vitamins today. I'm getting the patches for that price. It's a really good price. Any chance of stickers? Not this run. How do you spell everything wrong in this sentence? Any chabsa of stickers? I would actually get stickers and put them on stuff if you got some hot fire designs. I'll do stickers again eventually, but not right now. It's easier just to do one thing at a time. The Stress for 5 says, been on your site for a week and I dig it. You described it as capturing the late 2000s internet culture and deliver. Thank you for the content. I'm glad that rings true because that's what I'm going for. It's a very dead thing. I remember Ralph introduced me once as, this is Josh Moon. He's the runner of a Kiwi Farms, an old-fashioned forum. I'm thinking, old-fashioned? It's not old-fashioned. It's brand new software. It looks great. What's wrong with you?
Apparently, I'm old-fashioned now. I'm a fucking boomer. I'm a fucking millennial dog with my stupid little forum. Oh, you want to organize your conversations into threads, put them into categories. Oh, look at him. Today, we just put our random musings into an unorganized timeline, and then we sort that based on subscriptions to each other's timelines. But then you can also reply to those messages and create threads that way. We do not need your arbitrary organizations on your forum. 5-star days with Ethan Gunt for 250 says, Shalom, my name is Joshua Connor Moon, and I endorse the greatest webcomic on the lowercase I internet. 5-star days with Ethan Gunt. Read 5-star days with Ethan Gunt. Praise Yahweh. That is a comic on the Gunt board. It's actually pretty good. The art is pretty good. And it can be very funny sometimes. Twinkle Tart for $100 says, Peepa's head makes her look like an in real life Funko Pop. That is very mean. Don't be careful what you wish for. You might get a Pippa Funko Pop at this point. Moist Frog for 2 says, Hey Josh, I hope you're having a good weekend. I was wondering if you can say hi to my kitty Bishop. I don't know why, but he loves watching your streams, and I have to put them on the monitor. Hello, Bishop. Cat. Hope you're doing well. Very strange request. I don't think he actually knows what's happening in the stream, but I could be wrong. And Power Dreadnought for $1 says, you haven't done a trans lesbian dating profile review in Asians. They're terrifying hilarious. I do those when I need to fill time, and there's not enough to really pad out a stream for a full 2 hours. Speaking of which, I'm done. Don't send in any more money. Oh, wait, no, I'm not done. Another one came in. Last one. Anonymous for 5 says, thoughts on Python and web design. Python's very slow. If you're going to use a low-level language like that, you might as well just use Rust and get Rocket or Actix Web. Yeah. Yep. Okay. That's it. Now we're done, chat. Now we're done. I can take us out of shill mode. I think that I have covered everything that I intended to cover. And it is time for the outro song. Have I missed anything? No, we already did that. Okay. I will see you on Friday, which is a mere couple days from now. And the very terrible song that I picked out is Rules of Nature by Ken Ashcorp. He really can't capture the edginess of the original, but he tries his best. And I felt it was fitting for today's stream. So okay. See you in a bit. See you this week. See you later on. See you in a couple days. Where are my hamsters at? Okay. Bye-bye. Wait, no, the message is wrong. Hold up. I'll fix the message first, and then I'll say bye-bye. Properties. And then I've already done them, so I can move that. And bye-bye.
To an end. Yeah, this is what nature planned. Being tracked by a starving beast, looking for its daily feast. A predator on the verge of death, close to its last breath. Getting close to its last breath. Rules of nature. And the run when the sun comes up. With their lives on the line. For a while. Gotta follow the laws of the world. see another day. The dance of life, the hunter and the agile prey. No guarantee which of them will succeed, strong or weak. Rules of nature. Rules of nature.
If you bully him to suicide, he can't ever make a song about me. So don't do it, chat.